Hello everybody, welcome to the God of War 360 channel. Today, we're going to do a reaction video to SmashJT. I've already gotten permission from SmashJT to do a reaction. He said it in a live stream, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to focus on one or two videos, or three if I have the, idea to do. That's what we'll do today. Alright, so here's the first video. I talked about this on the previous video, and this is where I was trying to talk about. So, let's go. So, the title is Feminist Game Block. Sony's State of Play has a girl boss problem. And I linked it in the previous video. So this is what we're gonna react to, and then I have another one coming up soon. Okay, so
the Sony State of Play was definitely something, and I live streamed it. And gotta be honest, initially while I was going through it, I was like, it's not terrible, but it's also not great. It was somewhere in the middle. I think if I had to give it an overall score, I'd probably say a C to a C plus, like a 5 out of 10, maybe. There were some really,
and I kind of agree with that. I put the State of Play at C at best. There was not like many game reveals that went like, yes, I'm gonna buy the game, awesome, let's go. And so, I agree with that. Okay? So.
good takeaways from it. And there were some major concerns. And we're going to go through my overall thoughts in a brief summary of what ended up being about an hour and 15 minute long presentation, and going through the highs and the lows and what my takeaways were. But I will start it off with, we'll go with Tom's guide here. And they said,
okay, so the reason why I focus on three video games, I should say, is because I'm in the same camp as he is on how it has highs, it has lows, highs, lows, highs, and then it has like a bang at the end. So that's where we're at. College football, nobody cares. I don't care. At least I don't care. Alright, so let's go.
Going into this, Team Asobi teases Sly Cooper. If you can't find Sly, check the nearest safe. And there was no Sly Cooper. So it was weird. And there were some big heavy hitter names that were missing from this. Horizon Hunter's Gathering was a no-show. Also, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. There were a lot of games that I fully expected to be a part of this that were
to be fair, Horizon Hunter's Gathering just had like a beta, and I think they're regrouping and trying to see what they can do better on the game. So that game is likely delayed right now. So that's why it didn't get the reveal.
Where to be found. But we also had games that people fully expected and leaked, like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis screenshots going live and then being taken down. So it was kind of a jumbled mess going into it. And they kicked it off with Wolverine. So Wolverine opened it. Not going to play the trailer on it because it was very bloody, very gory, and YouTube would try to censor me if I played that. But it looked good. It really did. Like, the action scenes of it looked pretty good. I will say the walking animations were...
YouTube is very squeamish about violence. They'll like censor some Resident Evil videos sometimes, but then the others, they won't. And then it's just so weird. YouTube is weird, very weird. It's on and off with YouTube. It's so weird. Such a weird company. There are some woke people in there, so squeamish bunch of little girls. Yes, that's an insult.
Extremely stiff and right in line with pretty much all of Insomniac games. Very Spider-Man-esque and didn't really break any new ground, but it looked fun. The greater concern I have with Wolverine, and I'll talk about this in another video, is the deeper rooted connections with Sweet Baby Inc. and what the storyline is with that game and what they're going to do with Jean Grey.
For those of you who don't know what Sweet Baby Inc. is, it's a consulting firm. A bunch of little girl, they literally did like a presentation at GDC saying, oh, we're the people responsible for wokeifying your video games. We're the ones that told these video game companies to make the game weak and effeminate. So you better go down there and censor it. Yes, sweet baby. I'm insulting you now. Yes, I am. You ruined my games, so I'm gonna insult you here. So, cry about it. Cry about it. Ridiculous. And the video themselves is so ridiculous. I don't even know why GDC even have these ladies on stage. They embarrass themselves in there. They embarrass themselves.
And if Wolverine is gonna...
Oh, one more thing. For those of you Sweet Baby Inc. ladies that probably come across this video or any Sweet Baby Inc. videos, if you want to destroy something, why don't you go to Marvel and destroy them? Oh, why don't you go to comic books and destroy them? But no, you have to insert your girl boss ideas. If you don't like video games, do me a favor. Go find somebody else. I'm talking about everybody at Sweet Baby. Oh, Sweet Baby, Sweet Baby, oh my God, Sweet Baby. Ridiculous.
Be cucked, like a lot of people are concerned about. But on the surface, with the trailer, all I can go by from what I saw, it looked good.
It looked good.
They had Token, Fighting Souls, Knight's Doom, which...
Not my style, but it looked good.
Fine, I guess. The character sprites were small. The camera was far away until it panned in sometimes.
Carnage being in there, it's awesome.
Right. And then Rayman, Legends Retold, was kind of a big surprise when I saw this come through.
Awesome.
I was like,
yeah,
oh,
I agree with that.
I never actually played Rayman Legends. I have it, and I know it got really good scores across the board. So I really was interested in checking this out. And then I saw this post from Grums. It said Ubisoft censored.
Let me pause this.
In their new...
Notice what you see. She looks normal over here. But look down here. The cups got smaller. That's what Sweet Baby does. That's called wokeifying a video game. this is what they do. This is why Laufey got the controversy. But the thing is, we're not seeing this at a major scale in Laufey. Okay? This is it's one of those check boxes, okay? So the C cups being flat is one of those not a gender swap, but like a inverse character swap. So the original game looks fine. The new game, the remastered version, small cups. Inverse. Swapping ideas.
Trailer, and people in my chat were talking about this. It's Sir Jew was calling it out as well, that this character initially in the original had a hell of a rack, and in the new one apparently not just reduction but absolutely gone. And this goes in line. If people try to gaslight you and say, oh no, this isn't happening, when you talk about Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed, when they're removing the...
For those of you who don't know what Assassin's Creed is, what Assassin's Creed is a game franchise about, I'm gonna put this into simple terms, simple-minded ideas. So pretend you are a character and you are trying to look the world through a virtual reality lens, because that's what you basically are doing. You go to like a bed and they put this device around your face and you go to that virtual world. And in this case over here, Assassin's Creed Black Flag retold. Let me see. Yeah, whatever. Black Flag takes place in Pirates timeline. Assassin's Creed Red Flag. I can't read that. But that's not the point. So they change her cups right here from this size to the small size. Now, look, I don't care to look at the chest in a video game, because at the end of the day it's just graphics. But why are you changing a character to look different from the original game design idea to fit something? Most of the time it's agenda. The woke ideology agenda. Okay? So,
breasts and the chest, and they're completely shrinking them. We have yet another, this one's probably the most obvious example I've ever seen in gaming, and that's including Lara Croft Tomb Raider. I don't think I've ever seen
one second
from that to that. Ubisoft, whoever's in charge of your characters and doing this stuff, don't do this, please. Right away, I am no buy on that game. I'll just play the original that I already own. This is, by the way,
Smash, they won't listen to that suggestion because, it's like this. Let me put it this way. The consulting firm, Sweet Baby Inc., makes the suggestion, and then they go work with the game developers, and then the game developers listen to the consultants, but then the consultants um go into every single game. I don't. It's complicated, but then at the same time, um, there's another story that goes along with this is that some companies are injecting um, cash flow to um, offset all of this. So, in other words, let's say Sweet Baby Inc. Consults that game company, and whoever they were contracted by goes invest into that company, and then that company applies what Sweet Baby Inc. Says to do. So it's two entities at the same time. They're hiding, and it's in plain sight. Uh, and that's why these companies are not going to listen. That's who we are fighting against. We're fighting against a machine. Just the same way the film industry got wokified. It's not just the consultants, it's also the investors that. Let me put it another way. I just posted a investor call a few days ago, a week or so. I don't remember when, but the Take Two investor call had like a Bank of America person in that call telling the game company to raise the price of the game to $80. That's what we have right now.
Why Ubisoft fails. Because they do stuff like this, and we say, don't do that, and you won't have that issue. People will be excited about your game. Nope. Throw all that work out the door with one tiny little thing that you think no one's going to notice. It's huge, or at least they were huge. Now it's a tiny thing. Then it moved on to Bancho the Chef, which apparently was a follow-up game to another game that I didn't really know about, didn't look anything great to me. I was like, whatever. And then Kamuri, which was another game that I was like, whatever. Tomb Raider, which honestly looked pretty good. The problem that I had with this game is the game looks good, but Lara Croft, ass is all right, not bad, but they completely flatlined her. Like this is not my Laura. I can't. I was gonna say I can't get behind this, but phrasing. I can't. I can't. It's just. It's hard. No, phrasing again. I get Amazon Game Studios. This is how you know they want to push an agenda as well every single time. It's really unfortunate too because Laura, like her face and everything, she looks good enough. I don't actually have any issues with how they detail their face or even her ass, but her chest is like reduced from at least a D down to a small C, if not a B. It's a massive difference again. And people say, "Oh, all you're doing is focus."
Look at that. The first three Tomb Raider games, the lady, Laura Croft over here, her chest was busty. Like, big bouncy. So why are we reducing it? Again, it looks fine for a new character. I have no problem with it. But why is she not having a little bit more Buffy uh cups? Why? It's a small thing, but it's a lot to go by.
Focused on the chest with all these girls, and I ask, Why would they be changing it if it's not a big deal? This is always the same thing you have to hit people back with, being like, stop focusing on that so much. Why? This is what these characters are. Why are they getting rid of it? Why do they keep doing this? But outside of that, the game looks fun. I'm just not gonna.
I have the same opinion. And on top of that, they sell copies. They sell copies. I don't know. You know this, feminists? That's how you sell video games. That's how she originally was sold. As a beauty model. Let me put it that way. Let's put it that way.
Play it because I don't want to participate in that. Now, if they did enhance them, then maybe I'd be a part of that. Yeah, call me a gooner all you want. I like to call myself a original OG player. Then I had the Lost Wild, which looked interesting as well, but also very girl boss centric as always. Trying to do a play off of Jurassic Park, the girl boss as usual with all these games. You're gonna find a theme with these games today where.
Just look at that. She looks okay, fine, but why?
It's girl boss, girl boss, girl boss. It's PlayStation, to be expected. This game, it's gonna be one of those. We'll see what the reviews say on it, but not the reviews from outlets. I'm talking.
Okay, first of all, there's a video game. I mean, there's a movie called The Lost World, Jurassic Park. And this is right up my alley. The problem is these women are injected, and that's part of the woke agenda. Okay?
Well, the actual gamers. And yes, this is Annapurna Interactive, so I'm already kind of 2 feet out, very questioning going into it. Then Phantom Blade. It looked pretty legit. Here we go. Some actual gameplay at the end here. It's very. I hate when they do this, like very short clips of it, but here we go. There it is. Very Wukong-esque. We'll say on my radar. Not necessarily a day one, but one that I want more information on. Then Dune Awakening, which didn't look great. Apparently, it's an old PC game being remade for console. I was like, all right, I don't.
SmashJT doesn't realize that Dune is a remake of a film franchise, and it's been ported to consoles, and yeah, it's PlayStation 5, other consoles, I guess, and PC. I'm not sure, but it's coming to most consoles. And Dune is based on a film, which the film is based on the book. So, book, film, video game. So,
Doesn't look great. No Rest of the Wicked. I already have it on Steam, and I played it on stream, and it's fun. It's a very fun game. Thomas Mahler, Moon Studios, behind making that one, but it is very challenging. So just know that going into it. But then Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered. Okay, Onimusha, Way of the Sword with the demo that comes out today. Capcom is having an incredible run in 2026, and it looks like
there's a demo out right now.
Is going to continue that. I don't think it's going to be like on the same level as Pragmata or Resident Evil 9, but still, I think there's going to be a large audience that's interested in playing this game. It looks It looks fucking awesome. Silent Hill Townfall, which I guess it looks interesting, but it also interracial relationship already raises alarms with over the past 5 years of what they try to push in games. But as far as a Silent Hill game is concerned, I mean, it looks like it has a lot of potential to be fun. That's all. A very DEI Silent Hill though, so know that going into it. And then Ace Combat 8, this one kind of caught me off guard. This looks awesome.
This guy doesn't know what Ace Combat is. Has been around for a long while, bro.
Because the graphics in Ace Combat games always look so good that I'm like, well, this is all cutscenes. Where's the actual gameplay? But it looks fun. I would have liked to see some more gameplay in it.
That's gameplay, Smash. That's gameplay.
But one that I'll definitely be keeping my eye on for sure. Then Stuntman. This one I'm probably gonna get. This one actually, what sold me is I am a sucker for Back to the Future. And
hold on.
And then
copyright. Let me turn this off. Copyright. Thank you, YouTube, for the copyright system. So, this is good. Back in the future, 90s, 80s. My thing is, I actually thought in one of the clips here. Hold on, let me keep going. Anyway, in one of the clips, it shows like a big truck, like a big hulking truck, and it's like a bus, and this bus is a page out of Death Race. If you know, you know. But good.
Coming out of this was for ill. This really caught my eye. Like, holy crap. Ill was... This was legit.
Yeah. But the thing is, YouTube is squeamish, scared. YouTube is so scared. Oh yeah, YouTube. Oh yeah.
Like,
scary. YouTube is so scary.
This moment here, amazingly lively for someone who just came out of a coma. If you want to,
you're amazingly lively for someone that just came out of a coma. I'm like, bro,
this is great.
The trailer, that was so cheesy.
Survive. You gotta hustle.
I mean, look at that. That looks good.
The immersion.
Look at that.
In this
Look
game
at that.
is fucking next level. This is insane.
I would be scared of that. But YouTube is so scared of the violence. Scared. Ooh, YouTube.
I'm super hyped for Hill. That was my biggest takeaway from it. Control Resonant looked okay. I still have not played the original Control, which again, this is the issue with when you have with sequels. It's like if you never played the original one, it's hard for me to get excited for the sequel. But at the same time, Remedy is a very woke studio.
Yeah.
The company behind Alan Woke, race swapping allegedly, and Alan Woke 2. it's one of those studios that I typically would not be jumping to support, but I've also heard Control is an amazing game. So for those that love Control, there's a sequel. And then we got my favorite, Marathon. All right, actually, just kidding.
Marathon is pretty
Which,
good.
Ironically, Marathon
But the
Season
problem
2
is,
taking the spotlight on a day where
it's
Season
not
2
finished
launched,
yet.
and they had so many server issues, people couldn't even log in and play the game. It was a catastrophe for Bungie. RuneScape coming to PS5 was weird. I like, if you already have a PS5 and you want to play RuneScape, I guess that's fine. But to buy a PS5 to play RuneScape would be kind of silly. And then Until Dawn 2, this one actually looked pretty awesome too. It started off so
confirmed.
cheesy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? This is dumb.
To me, it's
up and I was all
not polished enough for me. Like, this game is basically Xbox One-ish game.
Like a horror game, you can already tell. And
they need to polish this game.
Long enough, and here we go.
But a lot of people like the graphical style, so.
Did you hear that?
Nate, are you out there?
Ooh, you too scary.
We gotta go.
Right. But again, the only issue I have with this is the original Until Dawn. I never played through the entire thing, so it just makes me want to play the original one first. This is the problem with the sequels. It looks awesome, like here. Down there. It gets pretty gory. I got it there just because YouTube is YouTube, but definitely a game that looks pretty awesome.
You have to censor yourself because of YouTube scared. Ooh.
I'll cover this in an entirely separate video. But the new God of War game starring Faye is not being received very well, would probably be the nicest way to put it. And I chalk that up as a massive win for gamers, for people to finally wake up to this and push back against it. Again, if you want to play this and you're excited about it, I'm so happy for you. But for me personally, I'm so tired of this shit. This swapping the girl boss in, man stepping aside, and the girl can do everything, and they can even do it better than the guy. When I play God of War, I play God of War to play as Kratos. I don't give a shit about a side quest with the girl being the... No.
Okay, this is where the reaction comes in. Smash. You really need to play 2018 and Ragnarok to understand where this fits. The problem is, right now is not the right time to release this game, like I said in the last video. Because right now we're having, and you said it here, the controversy is based on the ugliness of the character. Okay? And then you also brought in girl boss thing. I don't exactly have the issue with playing a woman-led a protagonist in a game. And I don't think you have a problem either with it either. The problem that we're having right now is that the fatigue against DEI is getting so high that these game companies don't know how to tread lightly, and it's hard to say, okay, I like women-led games, and it's not always about the woman. And to be fair, Faye was in Ragnarok. You spent at least half of the time with Faye in Ragnarok. How this is a little surprise to anybody is befuddling me. We're playing the game for Kratos, yes, but they broke that mold with 2018 when they brought in Atreus. And I think they're not using Atreus right now is because the storyline is one of them. The other one is Atreus as a character does not fit in a Kratos role right now in the storyline. By the time he was in Ragnarok, he's about 10 years old. So he needs time to develop. And Faye, this character, this is a massive spoiler, by the way. So at the end of 2018, she dies. And in Ragnarok, she goes to Spirit World, whatever you call that Spirit World. So look, the character idea is not the problem. You want to call me woke or whatever, but that's not what this is. I think this was a game in development concurrent with 2018 and Ragnarok. And I think the Ragnarok and Laufey, now we know as Laufey, were co-developed at the same time while that game is in the background. So this is before this anti-woke movement, this DEI explosion that has been going on for a while now. I don't think the backlash is warranted in that way because the game was in development for about 6-7 years. Look, I don't think it's woke in the way that we think of it as. It's woke in a different way. It's not a gender swap. It's not like a cup reducement. It's not a race swap. It's not inserting ideology to do a certain thing. Now, if we had David Jaffe as a lead game developer on this game, I would agree with you and everybody else in your sphere. Because David Jaffe is the guy who talks about trans. I don't even want to think about it. We're talking about, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. So the guy who designed God of War is the guy who talks about trans stuff? Get out of here. And then on top of that, you come out with, I don't think this game is going to do well. Well, I don't know if you know this, Jaffe. Horizon Zero Dawn sold pretty well. Forbidden West sold pretty well. Stellar Blade sold pretty well. Tomb Raider sold pretty well until like 10 years ago, I guess. The thing with this controversy, to me, is complaining just for the sake of complaining. That's how I feel about this. Now, I'm not saying that their feedback is bad. And we'll get into that in a minute. Hold on. Just bear with me. So, that's my opinion right now. I'm not too crazy about the cube, the blade talking, the ribbon talking. I don't know which one it is, but I'm not too crazy about it. But hey, it's there. But the thing is, to me, Laufey fits in the universe because they've been working on it for years. I don't think this is one of those times where DEI makes sense. Okay? I really don't. This is not one of those gender swaps. This is not one of those race swaps. I don't see it. Unless you're talking about Elena Pierce, who is confirmed as a writer on this game. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
Building or all these other excuses people try to give you. No, that's it. So anyways, I'll cover that more in another video, but I said the Sony State of Play wasn't terrible. It also wasn't great either. C, maybe a C+.
Agreement.
Maybe even a 5 out of 10 the more I think about it. Grum says, the Sony State of Play was not good. There are some good games in there, but they aren't going to hold up the tent financially and aren't meant to. The stuff they're leaning on, Marathon, God of War, that's looking bad. It's Xbox's game if they don't screw the pooch. Well, don't hold your breath for that to happen. Grum's saying, Steven Totillo reports that sales of PS5 first-party games have dropped. By total coincidence, Sony decided to acquire, back, and publish Marathon, Concord, Ghost of Yotei. Now let's look at what else is shipped for PS5 by others during 23 to 25. Highguard, Forspoken, Star Wars Outlaws, Suicide Squad. While not all of these were complete sales duds, well, one, Ghost of Yotei did okay, they were brand tarnishers, even if Sony didn't publish them, with their forced narratives and woke slop that dragged Sony further down. This was a self-inflicted wound by Sony. It's a miracle there is a AAA gaming market left at all. And I've talked about this how many times on this channel?
I've been saying for years, there's going to be a gaming crash. I wrote that like in 2022, I think. And that was before all these studios closures. I was right on the money. Right on the money. But the thing is, this whole thing, the AAA gaming market, is self-inflicted by the game companies, including Sony. Sony is a manufacturer. I don't know why they're inserting themselves into this equation, but I know why. But I'm saying,
how much money has Sony blown through in the past 2 years in just 2 games with Concord and Marathon? Well, 3 if you want to count Destiny, I guess. Between Bungie and Firewalk Studios. That's $5, not million, billion dollars down the drain. Autism Capital. 90% of the games announced at the PlayStation State of Play event were Press R2 walking simulators. The point of the game is to have fun, satisfying gameplay. The story must be in support of the gameplay. It's not a facsimile movie. Make games gamey again.
I agree with that too.
And also, stop doing whatever the fuck this is. Like, this is... I'm still in awe. Like, if they went the other
Agreed.
I I'd be like, based, let's go. That's an improvement. But going backwards, what are we doing? At least if it was flat to begin with and flat in the remake, I don't think anyone would have much of an issue with that.
Also agree.
Yeah, that was the case.
Completely agree.
But to go from this to this, whoa, what? I'm still like, what? Noir says, yeah, PlayStation Studios is doubling down in their direction. Their California devs are dead set on making PS a girl boss / feminist brand. These guys just stopped making games for men. I'm very relieved.
Look, about that sentence right there. The reason why Sony moved their North American branch to California, it's simple. Okay? California is the tech central of the world. Okay? Silicon Valley is still the tech center of California. Most companies want their headquarters in California because of that idea. Now is an ideology. And likewise, other countries are following that business model. But they have to have like an ecosystem. Most countries don't have that ecosystem. So, if you go to Silicon Valley, which is from San Jose all the way to Milpitas, Petaluma, and Oakland on the east side. So, that whole area is Silicon Valley. So if you want investor cash, you're gonna need to be in that vicinity. Okay? That's why Sony is in California. That's why. But at the same time, on the other side of this equation is California Secretary of State, that governor office. They made a law. I wrote an article about this because it relates to Call of Duty. So they made a law in California that you have to have, quote unquote, dead set on making a PlayStation a girl boss feminist brand. Okay? It's not about branding the company as feminist / girl boss. No. No. California has a law right now. You have to have a woman as one of the executives at that headquartered company. This is happening also in Washington. Why do you think they hired what's her face? Sarah Bond. She's a DEI hire. And then she was replaced by Asher Shawarma. Why do you think that is? It's twofold. The first check box by Natalia Satalia. I don't even know what the CEO name is. It's a weird first and last name, but Microsoft hired Asher Sharma because she's a woman. That's number one. You have to have an executive on staff. Okay? What is known as Microsoft Gaming is Xbox. So Asher Sharma is the CEO of that company. And the reason why she's CEO of that company is because you have to check one box. And that's having a woman as executive in that company. Number 2, Asha Sharma was AI girl boss. Okay, so she's the girl who did projects around AI. So Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, hired her to be the AI girl boss. Okay? That's 2. That's 2 reasons. That's why we're having the problems that we're having. California, Washington, Seattle, Washington, blue states. Okay? That's why.
Garbage is not going to PC anymore. I'm so out. Which is also, in a weird way, kind of like a benefit to them leaving PC. You're not missing anything. Like, outside of maybe Wolverine, which again, Sweet Baby Inc. involved with it, you're really not. You're really not. I'll leave it at this, too. I said, it's looking more and more like those rumors of Naughty Dog and Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, have fallen into development hell. Between the rumors of internal delays to 2027 or beyond, to a no-show at today's State of Play, it begs the question, did Sony intervene and tell Neil Druckmann to get his act together? They need to clear the woke out of the slop fest for this game to stand a chance, and Sony can ill afford another massive flop. Will this game even ever come out, or is it vaporware? I think it will come out.
I agree. It will come out. I don't exactly like the shaved head of this lady. She doesn't look ugly. She also doesn't look attractive either. But the way I see enter what is it called? Let me see. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. That game, it was designed as a advertisement, like, in one of the scenes, like in this scene, there's like a Sony cassette player in there, and then this could have been like a Coca-Cola cup. What happened to all those brand deals? Hello? Because Porsche invested into that game too. Hello? Come on! Go get the ads! It sounds like this game was designed with brand deals in mind. What are we doing? That's easy money.
Oh, but I do wonder one of 2 things. Is Sony waiting for the
Because if you can do a lot with this game, okay? You can do a lot with this game. You can make like a Japan style culture in a planet, and with a bunch of ads. You can make a planet with like a football stadium with brand deals all over the place. This is the easiest project you could do. But Neil is going with this ideology. So he is, at this point, to me, he is relaxing on his chair, smoking a cigar, just chilling out. You guys go ahead and make the game. We don't need you guys. We're good. We'll fire you when we can, you know? I mean, to me, the game looks like one of those action games that could work. Like, she literally had like a sword that looks like a blade from 2155. So much missed opportunity. So much missed opportunity. Game looks good. Just why are we having a lady with a bald head? Why? Why? And why is her right flat? You're supposed to be attractive. You're not supposed to be like this. This is ideology right here. This is the perfect example of ideology. Laufey is not that. Laufey has a story. The problem is we're having this fatigue.
Wave of anti-woke to pass to try to push this out later? Or are they reworking the game to make it less woke? Because we all know what it looked like when we first saw that trailer, and it was wholeheartedly rejected by the masses. Sure, there was a handful of people saying, "Oh, I'm super hyped because any game Sony makes, I'll buy." And past those 20 people, then you have the actual gamers that are like, "What are you doing? What is this game?" And I found it fascinating that the State of Play did not have an updated trailer for this. My guess is that it is being reworked, and there will be
I hope you did
a second trailer
rework that.
actual additional gameplay, because the first one did have like 5 seconds of gameplay at the very end of it. So they'll have the second trailer at the Game Awards in 2026, and they'll try and make a big splash with that there. I don't think it's going to work though, but who knows? I've been wrong before, but we will see. As far as the State of Play is concerned, it wasn't a total loss, but it also wasn't great either. I'll leave that there.
All right, so this second part is about Maddie Plays. I respect the guy. I'm gonna respond here. Okay, this is two creators I'm reacting to.
The Sony PlayStation State of Play, and wasn't a fan of how his chat was communicating with him because they were being a little bit too negative for his liking, and he ended up cutting his stream short. And if I didn't stream it myself, I might be a little bit more understanding of his situation. But no, I think at the end of the day, he was being really just a little bit fragile and not listening to the conversation that people are having. Because in my own chat, people were being very similar. They were being like, "Hey, I don't like this. I don't like what they're doing with this game." And we had a conversation about it, which I feel like that's kind of like what this is all about. But apparently for Mr. Maddie, it needs to be positive or else he shuts his stream down. I said, "I enjoy your reviews, man. Forgive my French, but this is 100% bitch made, Maddie." Ooh, and I tag him. Let people like and dislike what they want. They want to be heard. They want to voice it. I streamed the same event, had similar comments throughout, and appreciated the conversation. I agreed with some, disagreed with others, but ultimately, glad that I streamed it. We had fun. The game industry is at an important crossroads right now. Games are failing. People are being laid off. Studios are closing. Toxic positivity and ignored reality doesn't pay bills or make better games. Here we go. He has a little bit of a melty melt with his chat right now, just to prep you guys for this.
Okay.
One of the comments was, "Love the combat minus the cube," which I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. What's his issue? Which, by the way, banger shirt. I used to work at Blockbuster, so
By the way, banger shirt too. By the way, yeah, I agree.
I don't know where to even start, dude. Chat, you guys just fucking ruined it again, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if I want to do these showcase streams anymore. I'm gonna be real.
Chat, you guys ruined it.
I devil's advocate. I understand what he's saying, because if I'm this guy and I see chat saying that, because on this corner I see Wolverine. You're starting the stream already. So why is chat ruining the... That's the way I see it. Because I saw David Jaffe do a little bit the same. We'll get to that in a minute. Just bear with me. But so they spoiled the ending of that live stream. We have Wolverine over here. So I don't know if you caught that. I don't know if you caught that, Smash. I get what he's saying in two ways. That one and the constant woke ideology conversation thing. If I was him, I would be tired of it. But in my opinion, if I was live streaming this way, I would have run with this. I think Smash did too. I would have run with this. Okay? I would have used that live stream to say my piece about a game. Okay? If they say Laufey sucks, I would have just sat there and said, bro, that game does fit in the franchise. Have you guys never played 2018 or Ragnarök? I would have said something else too. And I did in the reaction here and the other video I did. And then the reaction to State of Play. This would have been the perfect time to do it. But you shut down the stream? Oh, no. I'm a marketing guy. I would not have done that. Because then now, on the next stream, they're going to expect you to do that, be toxic, and then... I don't know, bro. I agree with Smash on this one. But at the same time, Devil's Advocate, they ruined the live stream. Because he was watching Wolverine. And chat is already talking about Laufey, which is an hour into the live stream. So whoever else was in that live stream was going like, what happened? So then this live stream is not 100% legitimate. So chat destroyed the live stream. That's the way I'm looking at it. Okay?
So I don't know how to tell him this. This is like such a Chrissy Mayer approach. Attacking your chat is insane to me. Like, have a conversation with them, treat them like human beings, and appreciate that they're there. But saying this is insane.
Chat, you guys just fucking ruined it again, bro.
Chat, you guys ruined it again. How dare you have feelings that disagree with me?
Smash, I don't think that's what it is.
What?
Smash, respectfully, I don't think that's what it is. If you saw the Wolverine thing right here, he was watching the whole thing like a brand new person. He was having an experience. So they ruined it. But at the same time, he's also one of those people that don't hate women-led games. He's like me. I bought Stellar Blade. I bought Horizon Zero Dawn. What is this? I bought Metroid. But I do agree with you too. That you're not supposed to be talking to your chat like that. Whatever, dude.
Be honest. Like, just like.
And again, like, I like Mr. Matty Plays reviews. I think he does very good videos. This ain't it though. Like, whatever this is, like, what the fuck, bro?
I don't even know if I want to do these showcase streams anymore. I'm gonna be real. It's just like it was a justifiably like annoying showcase, but I just see people getting mad at like the dumbest
Your
shit.
chat
Like,
is wholesome, by the way, in Smash.
It's just like not.
Actually, it is, and I agree with your chat, by the way. But even if I agreed with you, that doesn't mean you can just say the chat's wrong because you feel a different way. Your chat is your stream. How do you get to be as big as some of these channels and you treat your chat like this? I literally will never understand it for the life of me. Is it like Stockholm Syndrome? Do people just love to be beaten down by creators? It's fucking weird to me.
It's just like, just didn't. I don't know. It didn't look different enough from like I guess God of War to like justify this whole kind of redoing like new approach to it. I thought the aerial combat looked fine, but I mean that was a big showing for, I don't know. I felt kind of flat during most of it, but again, it's kind of what I said with like,
look at chat's like, I'm trying, Matt. I'm sorry. Like they're apologizing. Like, bro, do not apologize for having a different opinion. What are we doing here?
007 impressions. Like, I'm not a mark for these things, but you see me popping off about Wolverine.
It's not shills, guys. So I don't think this is shilling. I think
I'm happy that you're happy about these games, but you're not addressing why the chat is unhappy about things, and I think that's an important conversation to have.
But yeah, I got nothing more to say. I'm gonna hop off though. I gotta think about if I want to do these types of streams. I don't know, man. It's just, it gets mad toxic, and it's like I'm not trying to ruin people's vibes. It's like I get it's only so much we can filter when there's a certain volume of people, but it's very disappointing. So I'm gonna hop off.
I don't think Matty understands the culture war. He doesn't understand what's going on right now.
I'm disappointed in you, chat.
Honestly,
I'm disappointed. Like, what the fucking bitch?
To those of you who did support, though, I appreciate you. And we will talk soon. I'll make a video on the state of play, so you can look forward to that at least. But I appreciate you guys.
And then just ends it. It just ends it like that. Like, I'm just like, I'm beside myself right now. Again, if I didn't stream it, maybe I would be a little bit more like, oh, maybe they were really crazy and that I don't live in this world. Maybe it was just really too hard. No, that was bitch made. That was straight up bitch made. You don't talk to your chat like that. That was awful. Here's, by the way, this is my honest reaction after it happened, talking with the chat. Do you notice a difference here? Wolverine didn't look bad, but my concerns with Wolverine outside of Jean Grey have always been, what's the storyline?
What's going on over here?
In the end, what involvement does Sweet Baby Ink have with that kind of stuff? But all I can score based off of my excitement level is what I've seen so far, because that's all this is. It's just trailers. And what I've seen so far, it looks decent. And
FBI is involved.
I thought it was okay. It was above average.
Oh, Sweet Baby Ink. Oh, that's what. Okay, it's an abbreviation of Sweet Baby Ink. Okay, that I got it in my head now. But yeah,
there was some stuff that looked pretty good, and there was other stuff that's just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But yeah, as far as Sony PlayStation 5 is concerned, there is really no reason at all to get a PS5. The only game that stands out here for that would be Wolverine. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to buy a console in 2026 to play a single game ever. I'm just speaking to people that don't have it. I already have a PS5, and I'm still not super excited about it. I'm like, maybe not. But this is me like chatting with after this I go through an entire like another 20 minutes of going over super chats and chatting with everyone about what everyone thought about it. And we have a conversation, what people like, what they didn't like. I don't know what the fuck Mr. Matty Plays was expecting from his chat, but holy shit, if people do not 100% agree in line with everything, he shuts his stream down and says, I might not do this again. It's insane. Nobody is our guy. Mr. Matty Plays got mad and cut his stream because people wouldn't stop making fun of the new God of War game. Look at this blank that's there. Look at this. Holy shit, he's seething. He's so angry at the chat. Dude, the PlayStation chat is awful. Love your content, Matty. Totally understand if you quit these streams. Ha ha ha, he left, yeah. You suck, Lamau. Why blame the chat? Bro, this was tame. Lamau? Wait, what? His whole chat is confused. It's like, wait, he really just ended the stream? You can't do that. Nobody is our guy, continues. W chat. Gamers are always right. All right, snowflakes, I'm out. W chat. L Matty. It's just bad. It doesn't fit with God of War theme, in my opinion. This is crazy. They even call it God of War, lol. W chat, W chat. You want censorship? Go live in Russia, losers. It wasn't bad because it was a woman. It was bad because it was bad, says Level 99 Wizard. I think it's both. But he was getting cooked.
You're right to your opinions.
Officially, Sony is the most feminist company in history. It has replaced all its male protagonists with female ones. Just stick to the narrative of the modern agenda. It's no longer PlayStation. It's Femistation. This is no longer even normal. This is obsession. Where's the lie? Scudder V, they never learn. Your target audience is mostly men. Men want to play as men, not women, unless they're hot, which we know you hate. We are sick of seeing our...
I didn't see it that way, but he's got a good point.
Just stop already. Geraldo Gunia, the same photo, saying, anyone noticing a pattern with these video games? God of War, Witcher, Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. What am I missing? It's definitely a trend. And Grums, nobody likes the new God of War Laufey. The original creator hates it. Streamers hate it. All of a sudden, look.
I would never take advice from David Jaffe. I don't care about this one. If streamers hate it, okay. All of Sony's chat hates it. The chat, yeah, see.
Mr. Matty Plays. All of Sony chat hates it. The Chud view is now mainstream. Congrats. Big win. And Demian, the concept is cool. Like a God afterlife. I think that idea is dope as hell. But you know what? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
But do I want to play as Laufey over Kratos? Meh. And before anyone brings up the post I made about it, the dope part of being my post, the idea of it, the afterlife, that is a really cool idea. That being said, it makes sense why it's getting the response it's getting. Grums, the cube is gay, even as a concept for the game.
I agree with that too. What is it doing there?
Written by Alana Pierce. I know you're all
It's out of place in this box art even.
New faces of PlayStation, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that. I just ignored that.
Nobody with a functioning penis works at Sony.
Oof.
This is just comments from the community on how people feel about the direction Sony's
That's a
been going.
great one.
And we have Mr. Matty Plays losing his fucking mind on people saying, hey, I don't like the direction this is going, and I would like Sony to stop doing this. And he throws a hissy fit at his chat and shuts his chat down. Why? I don't know. Maybe he's buddies with Alana Pierce. Who knows? Pirate Nation. Alana Pierce has confirmed that God of War Laufey is the project she worked on during a time at Sony's Santa Monica studio. So here's the God of War game I spent 4 years writing. Now it all makes sense. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah. it makes sense. It's not about the woman. I just don't think it's about the woman. I just think, I mean, if she's been writing about this, then the background of the game makes sense. That's good. Why the story happens, it fits. I've said that on numerous occasions. But the problem is, Elena Paris is a staff writer. She's injecting some of the tones in the game, little here, little there, little over here, little over there, little over here, little sparkles of her in there. I bet her idea is the cube and the sword and the ribbon. I think that was her gameplay idea. I think that's why she got canned. I don't think she was there for like contractual reason. I mean, she was, but I mean, she got canned at the end because they got tired of her BS. That's the way I got from this. Because you don't leave the team at halfway point of the project and then go off on your own tangent. I don't know. 2014, 2024 and 26. That's about 2 or 3 years difference there. I don't know, bro. So who was writing the game after that fact? I don't know.
Kind of funny how this works when you start diving down the rabbit hole of the reality.
It does not help. It does not help, Elena Pierce. I'm talking to you, Elena Pierce. I'm talking to you now. Your attitude on social media is worse than the writing. The writing and the social media attitude is entwined now. Okay? You do not understand marketing. Marketing is my job. Okay? My job is to sit there and tell to okay, let's take this background for example. Sorry, SmashJT, but I'm trying to use an example here. His background is Pokemon. It looks like Nintendo cards, but you could make the case that from the distance, it looks like a Pokemon collage. You got kid stuff down here, great, and then you got Mario, and then you got the balloon alien over here, sparkling everything. So even this, you know, you have to put a marketing strategy in everything that you do. Your background in your streams, bland. You didn't even try to think about, okay, the background. If I was in your room, the first thing I would do is put your desk right in front of the cabinet with God of War and all those memories that you have there in the background. That would be the first thing I do. Here, people talking about this background. There's Bowser right here. There's Luigi. There's Peach, Princess Peach. There's I don't know who this is, but Donkey Kong, Wario, the tube with Mario on it. I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. That's marketing. Okay? This is a Nintendo-centric channel. But at the same time, this guy has a potty mouth. Everybody looks at him as a potty mouth Nintendo. That's called marketing, guys. Okay? And then on top of that, let me go back a little bit here. You see this screen? I don't know how you did this, Smash, but great job. You got this little ad right here. You got the website link over here. You got order now. You got his logo up here. You got logo, subscribe. You got, like, I don't even know how he did this over here. That's genius what he did. But he's sparkling this, reading articles thing. Okay? So this is great marketing right here. Marketing. SmashJT, SmashJT. And then, hey, Smash, put your logo down here. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about that little subscribe button thing. Put your logo over here. You don't need this little thing. All you need is this thing over here. Okay? I'm not talking about just doing the same thing over here. I'm talking about, like, get this logo, put it into your studio, put it over here. It'll show up right here on every single video that you ever did. So yeah, do that. Okay? So anytime that somebody tries to do a reaction, your logo is over here and they can't copyright your videos. Just a little tip. So yeah. Okay, so let's finish this out.
And who's behind it? And then the YouTubers that are copying for it, being like, "Stop, chat! Stop! You need to be nice to these people." I can't with this. This is how we got here in the first place. And I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, am done with it. I'll leave that there. But holy shit. On a personal note, Mr. Matty Plays might make some great review videos. Whatever he did there, you can't fucking do that with your chat. I'm sorry. Like, get mad at your chat all you want, but throwing a hissy fit, saying that the entire chat is wrong and you're right, and then shutting your stream down, you need to do some serious introspection, bro.
It's not just that, bro. You lose subscribers that way. That's how you lose subscribers. Okay? Now, when you disagree with someone in the comment section, that's different, and you can talk back, yes. But doing this on a global scale is different because they have a decision to talk back at you, and you saw those comments in the screenshots. They can do that, or they can press the subscribe the little button with the subscribe button and unsubscribe that way. So he's right. I wouldn't do this. No. You can have your own opinion. You have whatever, dude. Whatever. I agree. But
Always goes, he says,
Devil's
"Is that
Advocate
for a lot of peers?" Huh?
yeah, you are, bro. Smash, yes, you are. You're simping for Alana. Send her flowers, bro.
No, like individual, like I have conversations with people that I disagree with people and call them out and stuff, but like chat on the whole, no. If I ever get the vibe that my entire chat is against me, I have this thing go off in my head saying, time to start thinking that maybe I'm wrong and I need to think that maybe they are on point with something here. If everyone is saying something that I am not thinking, I need to step outside myself and be like, let's reapproach this situation because maybe I'm not understanding it. Whatever Mr. Matty Plays just did there.
Matty does great videos, but
years to
this
build
is
up
one
an
of those
audience and
times where
moments to
he
lose it.
needs to
And that
check
is
himself
one of those
before he
situations where I'm
wrecks
like, I hope
himself.
he doesn't
If you know what I mean
lose
by
what
that
he's worked so
statement.
hard to create. But bro, like, don't do that shit. Like, what the hell, man? I'm trying to help you here. Like, I don't know how to say this without like sounding like a dick, but like that was right. That was wild to do that to a live audience. Like if it was one person or two people, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Like, oh, it's trolls or something. You're calling out your entire chat.
And I 100% agree with this one too. If it's just one or two trolls, okay, fine.
I can't
But
ever get
a whole chat, aye.
The other day, I was covering how Alana Pierce, and shout out to Nobody Has Spoken for discovering this clip, that Alana Pierce had confirmed that she was indeed the person writing for Sony Santa Monica Studios' God of War Laufey. There are some curious updates. Here we go.
I can hear it in my head. You did our write-up for this game, yes. I'm shaking. Oh my god.
Yeah, sure, you were shaking, lady.
Wild. Okay, context everybody, this is the game that I wrote. This is the game that I wrote on it, Sony Santa Monica Studio before.
So, just the verbiage is very curious. Instead of saying, oh, I was a member of the team and I wrote part of this game, she says, this is the game that I wrote. Which...
Right off the bat, she's saying it, in a way that makes her sound like she's the writer of the game. Right off the bat. Like, she's envisioning herself as, I'm the leader of this team, and I'm the one who wrote this story, and you cannot reject that ideology. On her Instagram, if you go on her Instagram, you can't say she's a entry-level staff writer. A staff writer is a team. Okay, you're not the lead writer, okay? So the delusional is, wow. You go, and she's plugging her Instagram right here. She's plugging her Patreon over here. She's plugging her X here, her YouTube, whatever. So that's what she's doing. And she's facing criticism because a lot of the community, they don't know what this storyline is. Some of them bought the game, yes, but they don't know what this is going on here. Because literally in the beginning of Ragnarök, this is what happens. But in 2018, the ending, this is what happens. Let's just keep going.
I mean, I don't even feel like I'm diving too deep into this when I say, when I hear that, I'm thinking that that she wrote the game. Like, this was her story, her idea, that like she was the main person behind this. That's the context I get when she says this. And
yeah,
obviously she's very
exactly.
excited and thrilled, and maybe her mind's going a million miles an hour, so she doesn't think about how to say it. But it's still something.
Okay, for those of you who don't know who I am, I wrote for game websites in 2001. I was her position at the bottom. I went up to senior editor. And then I became a team leader. Not different title, not this, not that. No. Staff writer, team leader. And then in an Xbox website, I co-owned it. Okay? And then later, I co-owned it again. This time with a editor-of-chief. That editor-of-chief would tell you that team leader and editor-of-chief, same thing. Okay? Staff writer, down there. He's your boss. The way she's talking like she's the boss. She's the lead writer. No. That kind of delusional, that's called ego. Okay? You're doing exactly what these feminists are talking about. The patriarchy. Okay? So, let's just keep going. That's her first problem.
This is wild. Okay, context everybody, this is the game that I wrote.
This is the game I wrote.
That I wrote on it. Sony said I'm going to shoot for 4 fucking years, and I've not been allowed to address for 6 years. Has to be complete secret. This is the fucking game that I wrote.
I said it multiple times. This is the fucking game that I wrote. I had to be secret for 6 years. This is the game that I wrote. And so credit to her, by the way, because there was a lot of conjecture of people, and I believe I was even one of them that was saying things like, I have my doubts because of all the other things she's done and said that were not true or a straight up lie or misinformation on.
And she's still lying, Smash. She's still lying, bro.
Something that she was being honest about.
I was literally in her Instagram chat, and
but then
she's still lying.
So this is my honest apology to a lot of peers here, saying I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Unless there's more to the story, because
there is a.
It's a gundo.
Okay, look.
To Pirate Nation, who says explains why I felt nothing but apathy while watching the trailer. Once games hit the $100 baseline and consoles are $1,500, the gaming industry will crash. Quote tweeting Pirate Nation, Alana Pierce has confirmed that God of War Laufey is the project she worked on during her time at Sony Santa Monica Studio. Quote, so here's the God of War game I spent 4 years writing. Now it all makes sense. And then we have an update. Pirate Nation. Alana Pierce has said she worked full-time for 4 years on God of War Laufey, but left in late 2024 and is no longer involved at all. Quote.
So, in other words, whoever is working on the game today as a writer, because what I got from this is she worked with the other staff writers. And there's a boss who is a staff lead writer. So there's a boss, and she's down there just doing the writing. But here's the thing, though. You can't just go at people being delusional when they tell you that you are a staff writer, and then they're going to call you and they're about to do it right now. Hold on. Watch. Just watch.
So here's the God of War game I spent 4 years writing. When asked how involved she was with the project, Pierce replied, quote, I worked on it full time for 4 years, so thousands upon thousands of hours of involvement. I wrote characters, levels, story beats, dialogue, etc. But I left in late 2024, and the work they're doing now is much harder. I'm currently not involved at all, and plenty of my work will have been replaced. I guess she wrote another cookbook, according to Pirate Nation. Now, when I read this makes me question what went down at the studio for her to work full-time for 4 years, doing all this work, putting into the storyline and everything, and then she left. This is a very weird left. You want to fill people in on, like, why? Did they fire you? Did they not like the work you were doing? Did they replace everything that you wrote because you weren't doing a good job with it? I feel like there is a massive, massive black hole of questions with this statement right here. But even if she did write it, that's your legacy? The entire internet has been spending the better part of the 24 hours following the announcement dunking on how terrible the story seems so far with the game, and the character, and the development of those characters, and how bad it was altogether. God Empress of Mankind Nuri says, apparently Alana Pierce wasn't even meaningfully involved in the final version of the game. Now it's turned into, well, technically I worked on it, but most or all of my writing got removed/replaced, and I haven't been involved with the project since 2024. So, and that's a long time, by the way, in game development. 2024, as of recording this, that's 2.5 years ago. So, in other words, she's attaching herself to a project she ultimately had little to no impact on creatively, while the internet melts down pretending she personally wrote the entire thing. Gaming discourse is so unserious.
Like I've been saying, okay? So, I read this. In other words, she's attaching herself to a project she ultimately had little to no impact on creatively, while the internet melts down pretending she personally wrote the entire thing. She personally wrote the entire thing. So there's some kind of delusion going on in there. Okay? So let's go.
Vikram, who says, she wrote levels, so it must be a pretty big deal. How involved are you? I worked on it full-time for 4 years, so thousands upon thousands of hours of involvement, wrote characters, levels, story beats, dialogue, but I left in late 2024, and everything we already said here already. Cool, I'm excited to play. Will at least some of your work will still be in the game? Of course, I wrote Faye's first character bio. I created some of the characters. I named the location. I wrote some levels. It would be impossible not to have some of my work in there. I'm just saying some of it will definitely have changed. Game development is an ever-changing beast, which I do agree with her on that. It absolutely is. But I have major questions of what happened. If she put that much time and that much work into the game, and the game was still 2.5 years, and actually at this point, 3 years at the soonest from launch, from when she left, why did she leave? Were you the main writer? The reply, she doesn't say no. Instead, she says, the lead writer is Elise Morgan. I was effectively a staff writer level. But according to Alana, in her own words,
I called that position entry level. And she got mad at me. Her chat defended her and got mad at me for saying this. This is telling me she's not the boss of the whole writing. She's not the person who wrote the whole thing. Oh.
Everybody, this is the game that I wrote.
So even when she's trying to be honest, she still can't be honest. It's not the game that she wrote. It is a game that she was effectively a staff writer on that left nearly 3 years ago. Asmongold claps back and welcomes David Jaffe to the right side of history with video games. Because not even David Jaffe is impressed with the new trailer of the spin-off series, God of War Laufey. So after it got discovered that Alana Pierce announced that she was outrighter or saying that this is the game that she wrote, her words, David Jaffe, that I covered previously as well, was not happy with what the game seemed like and let everyone know it. We got Asmongold reacting here.
He even thinks it looks terrible.
That someone has to remind you about the God of War.
So this guy, he and I have had like numerous misalignments of the.
David Jaffe hates Asmongold. I'll say it for him.
Hates.
Opinion,
Yeah.
You could say, right? He
I
and
saw
have
this.
Not been on the same
There was a
page
lot of
about things.
back and forth.
Hey,
Back,
shout
back.
out, David Jaffe hates me as well, bro. Cheers.
Being said, he is one of the original creators of God of War. He is an OG, but he's such an asshole. He's such a he's such a fucking asshole boomer old man. But you know, maybe he's gonna be right about this.
And though,
That
if
being
it wasn't
said-
called God of War, to me this feels like one of those trailers that someone has to remind you about.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, it's kind of cool, you know. It's like a if it was it's
God
God
of
of
War
War.
like it now, bro. Like, remember whenever you were talking shit about me not liking female characters and female protagonists replaced? Now
Right.
you're getting your protagonist replaced, and you're getting mad about it, Baldy. How about that?
Agreed.
love Asmongold. He
That
never
is the
forgets.
ironic part about
Like,
this whole
now
thing.
that the shoe is on the other foot, how does it feel, Jaffe? This, isn't it funny? We've ironically been fighting for you the whole time, and now you finally see what we're fighting for. Well, welcome. I also noticed, by the way, maybe it's the camera angle, Jaffe is no longer displaying protect trans kids on his background.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't believe him though.
How about that? Maybe you should have a little bit more empathy to understand.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Jaffe. Whatever he did, what he did.
the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got your guy replaced with a woman. He got replaced with a woman, bro. A 43-year-old
To boot.
mother. She's not even hot.
Or so I'm not hyped for it, but of course I'm going to play it and I'm going to stream it and talk about it. But as it relates to just, I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. I don't think it's going to sell what they need it to sell, assuming it is expensive. I don't know if it's expensive. But assuming it's
Well,
expensive,
what do you
it's gonna
mean
be
you
a
don't know
video
it's
game.
expensive?
I don't think this
You
is
don't
going
know
to.
if it's expensive. You weren't the designer on the game. What are you talking about? Dude. The absolute delusion.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with that?
Are you kidding?
I need the backstory for this fucking thing. I need to know if Corey's like, look, he wanted to do something else. He was promised he'd get to make a new IP. Sony for I'm making all this up. I don't have data. You know, they came down and disappointed him and said,
Doesn't feel too good, does it? Welcome to my side. Welcome to the right side of history, David. I tried to help you.
We all tried to help.
I tried to bring you into the light, but you had to see it yourself.
no, we got to play it safe. Money's tight, whatever. Gaming overall is.
Man, that's fucking funny. And brick by brick, what XQC arguing? He said people didn't like playing as Atreus, which is like, okay, then just do a time skip and make him older and make him more appealing, right? I mean, there's like 50 other things you can do, right? I mean, like, I there's no excuse for it. I don't want to hear it. Again, I'm not going to argue with any of those people, but like, I mean, that's actually I will argue with them, but like, I just think it's so obvious that's what's going on.
So Asmongold is excited to hear David Jaffe is finally waking up. But what did I say when I covered this? That David Jaffe is gonna have the woke mafia, the cult is gonna descend on him immediately, and he's gonna start to change what he said. David Jaffe
100% agree.
My response to God of War has zero to do with the culture wars.
Yes, it does.
I remain the most progressive guy you know, and proudly so.
No, you
Zero
didn't.
issue with
No,
a
you're
woman
not.
starring in a God of War game.
No.
Or
You're
My
lying.
issues are specific to the trailer shown yesterday. Thanks.
No.
I knew people were giving you way too much credit. So now he's curbing what he was saying to, everything I was criticizing, it had nothing to do with the girl being in it. I don't like the trailer. I just heard you say you didn't like the direction, and you hope that Corey.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing.
Because you don't like what they were doing with your game. That sure as shit tells me you weren't a big fan of a girl being inserted. Very strange. Dexerto says God of War creator David Jaffe says his God of War Laufey comments have zero to do with culture wars. Gross.
Liar.
I don't think David Jaffe understood the culture war until the day it happened to his game. We were never against women in games. We were against flipping entire IPs to force women into major franchises and making everything femme-coded.
Legitimate feedback.
Were male-focused IPs. 100%. For years, he called us chuds and incels for pushing against the destruction of our beloved games. Now it's happening to his own creation, and maybe, just maybe, he finally sees it. I said, nah, you give him too much credit. Just wait for him to have Alyssa on again, and he'll flip like a switch. Grum says, no, he will just word salad to try too soon.
I saw the same thing, even in that little clip, by the way, yeah.
Actually, all he's doing is word salad it, saying, no, what he said, everyone misconstrued. Apparently, the entire internet heard him wrong, which we heard Asmongold reacting to him. We all heard him wrong, guys. Apparently, he had no issue with the progressive having a girl put into the game. He had no issues with that being co-opted and taken over, or a cube being, a very flamboyant cube being the co-assistant in the game. No issues at all. It's just, he didn't like the trailer. I don't know how you could not like the trailer and like everything that we're saying we have issues with, but apparently he's trying to split hairs to still
weasel his way out, weasel.
But it's David Jaffe. You can make sense of that. Good luck to you. And that is to summarize all the information we have on the storyline so far, and Alana Pierce saying that this is the game that she wrote, and David Jaffe did not like it at all, but not because of the story apparently, but because of the story, but not like that. I don't know. If you can make sense of it, let me know. I'll leave that there. Jaffe is a coward. Jaffe's an idiot, kind of mind-broken person. Ken Jack says, don't trust your lying ears. David Jaffe isn't on your side. No, I know. We all know. Jaffe is a locale in every sense of the word of locale. Like, he doesn't know what he stands for when he talks. Like, we all know the type of person he is and what he stands for with his kid being trans and protect trans kids and being very progressive. But then he'll go on rants that completely contradict that and conflict that sometimes. And then after it, he'll be like, no, you misunderstood what I said. It's everyone else's fault. River Soul says he got a call from Santa Monica. I don't think,
No.
I don't think there's any love lost between Sony Santa Monica and him. I think they hate each other.
No.
I think it's more just he wants to be in the good graces of the message, because there is this group that is just, it's like the fucking Illuminati, but they're not that.
And I 100% agree with this statement.
I'm not talking like the elites. I'm talking about the Illuminati of media, where it's just like there's a group and they all know each other. They all have their secret.
Yeah. there is a like a big guy over here, and then all these writers down here, writers, and the Game Awards exposed that completely. Ridiculous.
Handshakes behind the scenes. I hope Sony ruins more of Chaffee's games. No. I like Twisted Metal. No.
Like, subscribe, comment, share the video. Talk about Call of Duty 360. Stay awesome. I'll see you guys later. Have a nice night.